Welcome in to the Monday night edition of Rock Solid Sports. We're down here on campus at the bottom of the Andy Holt Tower at 90.3 WUTK. I'm your host, Griffin Hadley, alongside Tucker Harlan, and we're working through some technical difficulties trying to get our guy Gabriel Daniel in here as well. He's over at Cool Beans Bar and Grill, our sponsor for tonight's Rock Solid Sports. Our Monday night show is sponsored by Cool Beans, the 21 and up college sports pub next to campus at 1817 Lake Avenue, a block off the strip. Cool Beans has 25 rotating beer taps and bottles, HD TVs, darts, pool, and arcade games. It's open every day at 11 a.m. with burgers, wings, sandwiches for dine-in or takeout with all card accepted. More on Instagram at Knox Cool Beans or at coolbeansbar.com. And Tucker, this might have been the most busy weekend in fall sports we've had in a very long time. And it was no busier than on the hardwoods with both the Vols and the Lady Vols basketball team. Yeah, Tucker. It was tricky because in both games, in both.
Hold on. Can you hear me at all, Griffin? I mean, this is so annoying. I have no idea what's going on. Hello, hello, hello. I mean, it says that my mic, it's picking up my mic. I mean, I don't know. Okay, now I don't hear anything. I
We're both in different accounts. We were doing cancer, but I'm on this, so it can be done. And then you have actual stuff. But if you have to beat us though between the the baby tapes, so there's nothing good about it. And they were expecting stuff. You look whole like when we get yeah, just I thought I was to go out on this. Children are
This is insane.
I'll have no problem getting there.
I mean, nothing. That's connected. And that's connected. And it's just
Quite good left option.
hello, 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 hello.
They are very small.
sport, which obviously Blake Bertrand was in trouble yesterday, so he won't be playing on Tuesday. He's like Peters had an exchange there with the catcher of Illinois, and he's going to be sidelined for the game too. Yeah, and on that note, yep. So, warning that the for this, Tony was also not a fan of how the whole situation developed and run up and down. He was pretty upset with the fact so basically after that, Tony went on the umpires are concerned about that because of what they're but Tony was also saying only once about more about the ball or going inside. Illinois did that a couple times. He went on a tangent about it immediately. If you throw, if you get control of the ball and you throw it down, that's when you actually throw it better. And I think that was his problem. The umpires do have to be about that. One of the odds at that was first second, and I feel like it's too close. When you compare it to that ball, that was pretty super control of. I look at it, yeah, because that's so I feel like he has a point. Maybe we may have to have those priorities. Yeah, absolutely. That was one of the talking about. I think it's we're talking about how he said it's almost like a trend in the last 7 years where he's been around. And he said he used to work with him. And that was Devin. Now he's seeing guys, he said he likes to say he doesn't know if they're the bad guys over here in Knoxville, but it seems that guys are growing pitchers that the back of others. He brought up 201 Ben Joyce to throw 104 mile an hour fastball, which is good. That would go south real quick. And it'd be a lot worse, like you said, than a bat flip maybe going close to something quick. Because I don't know if I've ever seen a bat flip hit another player. I've seen Tony Vitello throw a bat back to another player, but I've never seen a bat flip going to another player. But these fastballs, balls, I feel like we've seen over and over again into the legs, into the arms of people. I feel like they have to. Maybe it does happen. I haven't noticed it a whole lot, but there was a point at a couple times that people just don't know about that. The batter has to make eye contact with the pitcher in order to evidently that could happen. So, it's right there with things like that. You look at it, I think at the end of the day, he is all the staff. You get big niggas to the you can learn from it. It feels like it's not before you play a competition. Yeah, absolutely. You learn from it, you move on. And you just grow as a team. I think that's what non-conference is about. The last thing I have on fantasy baseball is I think this non-conference stuff is for trying things out. What can work here, what can work here, how can you shift the lineup? Can you establish a weekend rotation, who's going to start in the week? I feel like Tennessee has done a good job trying a lot of things out. Trying a lot of things out in the outfield, in the infield, even with the pitching rotation. Do you think that things are set in stone, or is there any positions of note where you see more tryouts to be had on the Tennessee line? Well, I think Ariel and Peter was a guy that was going to be very good at the start of the season. Now, I think the question is score the ball. So I love what you said about shortstop because I think that the season time, and I think if Curly's numbers do start to dip, that's all the excuse in the world to put in a guy who has a lot of experience. And I think the outfield's the same way where if someone is making those decisions that are a little bit questionable, it's easy to throw the senior or the junior right back in there and say, okay, he's got experience, he knows what he's doing, and that's the important spot of the defense. So you got to make plays behind your pitchers in order to win games and key plays. So I agree with you. I think you got one there. I love the outfield. Love the shortstop pitching. I agree. I think that's a very experience. But Dr. Let's bounce over to the other side. The ladies baseball softball team has been rolling. It is extremely impressive. And nothing changed this past weekend as well. Played some different opponents, including South Dakota, Missouri State, as well as Ohio State. Probably the most challenging game, if you will. However, it was challenging for the Lady Vols. They kind of steamrolled through the week. Yeah, they did well. That's a good thing. This is a team that made it to Oklahoma City last year, and they're probably some good things to do this year. You can boys on the back and pick up things and lots of players in the field contribute a lot to the game. Now, I think the biggest loss is that one thing you see that absolutely it was 100%. It was the toughest player that but now it feels like you see it all stepped out I'll say this, Baltimore Carlin, I think will be and they play for a lot. It's been on competition. I get that. It's not as competitive. But Carlin pitching has been dialed. She's been incredible in the circle. She's been thrown deep. And they brought her in against the toughest opponent they played so far in the country. We talked about it last week. And she pitched 5 innings where there was no damage. She was able to control the narrative, control the game. They were able to come back and win. So it was such a strong for Carlin. She's been very impressive. Just a sophomore with 2 touchdowns. A big game in the Women's College World Series. But I agree with you. I think the line is exciting. Boy, baseball so fun all the time because we have to put up deep play. And then also, you get a lot of different contributions coming out around the time as well. David Peeney's coming back from a shoulder surgery injury type of deal where she's really playing DH, trying to get that average back up. She's a pro. She's been impressive. And then Gibson, starting first baseman from last year, has actually been playing a lot of third base to fill in defensively for Peeney. So there are some versatility there in these league squads. So it's going to be exciting to see what both of the Lady Vols softball and Vols baseball teams get in the conference play. We're going to take another short break here on Rock Solid Sports. When we come back, there's been a lot of free agency dealings today in the NFL. And it's almost like my Twitter, my X page has been mad and slow because every single tweet is a different signing. So we have plenty to talk about in the NFL, in pro sports. We're going to talk about all of it when we come back on Rock Solid Sports.
The Rock receives support from Fieldhouse Social, sports games paired with a cold beer in University Commons. Fieldhouse Social offers a diverse menu of tavern foods such as pulled pork nachos, the Fieldhouse Cobb salad, and the Applewood smoked chicken wings. Kick back and relax in the lounge. FieldhouseSocial.com.
Volunteer Radio receives support from Tennessee Smokies Baseball, the Double-A Southern League affiliate of the Chicago Cubs, whose 2024 regular season schedule features 6-game homestands Tuesday through Sundays, now into September at Smoky Stadium in Kodak. Rock Solid Sports will have weekly Smokies updates. TheSmokiesBaseball.com, linked up at WUTK Radio.
Volunteer Radio receives support from Tennessee Smokies Baseball, the Double-A Southern League affiliate of the Chicago Cubs, whose 2024 regular season schedule features 6-game homestands Tuesday through Sundays, now into September at Smoky Stadium in Kodak. WUTK's Rock Solid Sports will have weekly Smokies updates. TheSmokiesBaseball.com, and a link is at WUTKRadio.com.
90.3 The Rock proudly brings Knoxville the best in new and classic, independent, and underground music on the Indie Owl. Monday nights from 8 to 10, hosted by former award-winning alumni from the WUTK Music Department and sponsored by Magnolia Records, 1515 North Central Avenue in Knoxville, and the Tomato Head Restaurant on Market Square and in the Gallery Shopping Center, spinning cutting-edge music from around the world that pushes musical boundaries like noise pop, math rock, slowcore, shoegaze, garage rock, chamber pop, chillwave, and more. The Indie Owl brings you hard-to-find music from the artists that make it to the listeners who love it. The Indie Owl also provides independent artist news and chances to win Tomato Head and Magnolia Records gift cards. Tune in to Knoxville's true independent radio. The Indie Owl, Monday nights at 8, only on 90.3 The Rock, always bringing Knoxville new music first.
Welcome back to the Monday night edition of Rock Solid Sports. I'm your host, Griffin Hadley, joined in studio by Tucker Harlan, and we're still working through some things over at our sponsor, Cool Beans, with our host, Gabriel Daniel. Gabriel, can you hear me?
I can hear you. You guys hear me?
Tucker, can you hear Gabriel over there?
Very slightly.
Very slightly?
What is? How
about
I think we can hear you loud and clear. I think we can.
Wow, that's crazy.
How's the environment down there at Cool Beans, our sponsor?
It's awesome. We got some college basketball going on. It's great. You know, I just like showing up fashionably late. You guys know how it is. You gotta make an entrance. My hair's a mess now because I took my hat off. Give me 1 second.
Oh, dude, you're looking good. You're looking good. Now we got the whole squad together. Let's go.
Yeah. All right. So what? NFL? Are we talking some NFL free agency? Is that what's going on?
So that's what we're talking. We're talking some NFL free agency. I know you've been in the loop today, Gabriel. It's been
I have.
It's been all over the place. And why don't we start with your Titans? Why don't we start with the running backs in the NFL as a whole? We'll start with Tony Pollard heading to Nashville, heading to the Tennessee Titans, and then we'll get into Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Tony Pollard on a 3-year, $24 million deal. We don't know how much of that's guaranteed and whatnot, and that really comes into play with NFL free agency. These contracts, when they're first released, it's mainly by the agents. So the first numbers you see are going to be kinder to their who they're representing. But I mean, I think it was a surprise that for a lot of Titans fans that's the move that they made first and going in that direction. But it's not a huge shocker that they brought in a running back because Tajay Spears behind him, you have like Hassan Haskins and Julius Chestnut. You don't have a lot. So it makes a lot of sense to bring in that guy now at that number. I don't know. I'm pretty up in the air about it. I was pretty surprised, but he's a good player. And, it pretty much completely signals. We already knew it was coming, but Derrick Henry's not coming back to Nashville.
Nope.
Good luck to the King wherever he goes next. Great player for a franchise that's had legendary running backs throughout. But yeah, I mean, I like the Tony Pollard signing. I think, when you're looking at it, Gus Edwards gets, $4 million for the Chargers. I think that would have been ideally that's the direction you take running back. But the truth of the matter is with how much cap the Titans have, it really doesn't matter. And obviously Brian Callahan and Rand Carthon thought he'd be a good fit to their system.
Tucker, your Titans bringing in Tony Pollard. What do you think?
Yeah, I really, really like the pickup. I got to say, I think you've got a good combination of speed now with your running backs, and he's not as powerful as Derrick Henry, I got to say, But I do think that you're looking now at you're going to look at an offense that can balance out a little bit some of the workload, right? You've got a running back in Tony Pollard that'll probably be good for maybe like first and second down, but Tyjae Spears can be the third down back now. So, he was not as productive this past season. Tony Pollard wasn't as he was the year before with Ezekiel Elliott. But I think that I know that the last time that the Titans brought in a running back that was a little bit older from the Dallas Cowboys, it was DeMarco Murray. It worked out pretty well for a couple of years.
It did.
We'll see how it goes this year with Tony Pollard. And, part of what I'm optimistic about, and, I may be segueing here to another acquisition, but we bring in Lloyd Cushenberry at center. And that had been an issue this year. Aaron Brewer is so undersized. When I went to see the Titans play in person this winter, I thought, looking at Aaron Brewer, I knew he was an offensive lineman going into the game, but looking at him on the sideline, you'd think he's a middle linebacker or something. He's so small at center. But now you bring in Lloyd Cushenberry, who's got the PFF grades to back it up as well, that he's capable as a center. So I'm optimistic in that regard, and it looks like you're probably going to shift Skoronski in to guard. Maybe you bring back Daniel Brunskill on the other guard. So now you just got to figure out the tackle situation, which has been a disaster the last couple of years with Daly, Dillard, and whoever else you want to throw out there. So that said, I'm liking what I'm seeing from the Titans, and they made some good signings on the defensive end today too as well.
For sure, and those Cushenberry numbers just came through. It's a lot of money. It breaks records for a lot of deals that centers in the past have gotten. It's $50 million over 4 years, $26 million fully guaranteed.
Wow.
30 million guaranteed total. That 26 million is guaranteed at signing. So it's a big contract, but again, it's a team, we've seen it. They can handle that contract, and just getting that part of the offensive line figured out. I mean, I think it's different, paying a lot for an offensive lineman that I don't think it's an overpay, but like it's a lot of money.
Absolutely.
Rather than paying a lot for a receiver just because of how important the offensive line is. And, the receiver, the market fluctuates with receivers a lot. And so I'm feeling pretty good about how that contract and them figuring that out. Still got to figure out tackle, but you got options with draft, still some guys left in free agency. So I think a really good start for the Titans in this free agency period.
I think the Titans have to go tackle in the draft. I think it would make the most sense, and it would just create, the building blocks to what Rand Carthon would want to do on that offensive side of the football. Speaking about the offensive side of the football, there have been plenty of other running back deals done today. None bigger than Saquon Barkley to the Philadelphia Eagles, staying within his own division, signing, the biggest running back contract? He might be making the most money a year a running back has ever made. And that's Saquon Barkley heading to Philadelphia.
I mean, I was a little bit surprised just because, we've heard all about how the running back market is very crowded this year. And, I thought what that would lead to is, a couple of these topper guys getting less money. But I mean, $12 million a year for Saquon, that's about what your top running backs make. And,
it's wild.
It's crazy how that kind of played out. I think honestly, I think it's a great fit for Philadelphia. What DeAndre Swift gave you last year, I mean, Saquon's a much better running back than DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift, I mean, they just opened gaps for him, and he just ran right through them. So, I mean, just imagine Saquon in that. I mean, you did lose Jason Kelsey, but they have plans in place. You can move Landon Dickerson into center, and you can figure out those guard spots somewhere else. And so I think it makes a lot of sense for a team that's going to be running the ball a lot. And in division, gonna be playing the Giants twice a year. Already got Tiki Barber spouting off about it and stuff like that. It's gonna be really interesting to watch that NFC East coming up this next year. But I think a good signing for Philadelphia. I'm still concerned about exactly what that team's gonna look like next year, just based off how they ended the season this year.
Yeah,
and
sure.
The pieces that they're losing. So the defense just getting older, and but a lot of new pieces, and I think they've overhauled that coaching staff pretty well. So
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I think that this is actually going to be a very good fit for Saquon, and it's not because he's going to be some kind of revelation for them on offense. The way Jalen Hurts plays, he runs the ball a lot as a quarterback, just comparatively speaking. So we know Saquon's injury history, and I feel like less touches for Saquon will actually be better for him just in the long term, just knowing that what you have in Jalen Hurts will take some of that load off of him. So I actually really like this for him. And, maybe DeAndre Swift works out well, and maybe he works out well in Chicago this year. Not sure what the plan is with Fields. I saw Diana Rossini tweet something today about him potentially going to the Raiders, which would just be bizarre.
Well, the Raiders signed Minshew too recent, like
They did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they just
$25 million contract.
and that's not like, oh, that's the answer at quarterback. But between him and Aiden Connell, it's like Fields would make that a really crowded room.
It creates a quarterback competition in Las Vegas, is what it does. It's Aiden O'Connell's going to have to battle for the job, and Gardner Minshew's coming off of a year where he almost got the Colts to the Super Bowl, or not the Super Bowl, the playoffs. Excuse me. Sorry,
You wish, Griffin. You wish.
My own visions are getting in the way of the Indianapolis Colts' future. But hey, Colts just signed Michael Pittman to a huge deal, and that's what the Colts do. They protect their own. Anyway, enough of the Colts. I think another one of the bigger signings, bigger news is that the Packers are done with Aaron Jones and they're bringing in Josh Jacobs. So we were just talking about the Raiders. They're going to have a new look because Josh Jacobs is leaving town. He's heading to Green Bay, and Aaron Jones is leaving Green Bay. And I think that's different than what we've seen in past years. So that'll be a big time switch up over there in the Cheese State.
For sure. And at first, what I thought was going to happen is they were going to try and keep Aaron Jones and go like Josh Jacobs, Aaron Jones, because Green Bay likes having two running backs. They were trying to do that with Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon.
Yep.
AJ Dillon was terrible last year, though. He was not good at all. So I thought, honestly, it made sense to me, if Jones had agreed to that restructure, have that two-man backfield. But, I think it sucks if you're a Packers fan, if you're losing Aaron Jones. He was a big reason, he was injured for some of the year last year, but he was a big reason they had success in the playoffs. But I mean, Josh Jacobs kind of a down year last year, but there's no reason not to think that he can't have success in Green Bay. But I really wanted to see that two-man backfield. I don't, it would have been a lot of money to be paying your running backs. I just think it would have been really fun. Aaron Jones, I mean, he's going to find a home. I think he's still a nice running back. If the Titans hadn't signed Tony Pollard, I would have loved him, Aaron Jones, Tajay Spears backfield. I think that would have been really fun.
Absolutely.
I'm going to disagree slightly. I think that, maybe getting rid of Aaron Jones was a bit more of a necessity just because of that injury he had last year. And, really it hampered his production, sure. But, outside of that Cowboys game, what else did you get from him? And Josh Jacobs is a guy that's produced a lot over the last couple of years for the Raiders. So you plug him in, a guy that's not really had too bad of an injury history.
Better than Aaron Jones.
Exactly. He's had a better injury history than Aaron Jones. And you plug that in with what is already a very potent passing game of young players that you can rely on here for the next couple of years. Things should work out well for the Packers. They're going to be a team to watch for in the NFC North for a while, especially now that the Vikings appear to be taking a pretty big step back just with losses in free agency and among other things. So this is a big win for the Packers in my book.
Yeah, they are. You got it, Gabriel.
Yeah, another thing. Yeah, the thing other than injuries is the age difference between Josh Jacobs being a little younger than Aaron Jones. You're right about that. I just think what Aaron Jones brought to the locker room and as a Packers fan base, they really like the guy. So, yeah, but I agree with you, Parker.
And in our final 2 minutes, we'll do a little 2-minute drill because quarterbacks. We'll do a 2-minute drill with our quarterbacks. We got Russell Wilson and Kirk Cousins. We talked about Russell on Friday. We talked about where's Russell Wilson going to end up. And it's looking like he's choosing to ride with the Steelers, if you will. And so that's where Russell Wilson's going to end up, guys. He's going to be a Steeler, and he's going to try to elevate that franchise at the quarterback position.
Yeah, he's going to be welding with the Steelers. He's not riding with them. I actually kind of hate the fit. I don't know what's going on there exactly. He might keep them stable, but
that's different. That's for sure.
It's a bit bizarre.
Here's my thing. I'll make it quick. It's Arthur Smith. We all know here. I mean, Griffin, you saw what Arthur Smith did with the Titans, and obviously Tucker, he likes to attack the middle of the field. That's not Russell Wilson's game. Russell Wilson likes to, throw moon balls. He's a very short quarterback that doesn't like to attack the middle of the field. So I don't know how that fit's going to work system-wise. I think he's a little better than Kenny Pickett, but I don't know. It's going to be weird. I think, just with that defense, they can have success, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I think he is better than Pickett. And the other signing in our last 30 seconds is Kirk Cousins heading down to Atlanta, moving his family down there. $180 million for Kirk Cousins. That's going to do it for this night's edition of Rock Solid Sports. We're so glad we got you in here, Gabriel, over there at our fine sponsor, Cool Beans, down there on the Strip. We'll see you on Wednesday to talk more Vol sports. It's been Monday night edition of Rock Solid Sports.